I was standing beside my husband's coffin, my hands shaking so hard that I had to clutch the edge just to stay upright. The air was thick with incense and whispers, people murmuring condolences I couldn't even hear. My husband, David, was gone. They said he died in a car crash. His body was burned beyond recognition. But as I stared at that polished wooden box, my phone buzzed in my hand. I looked down, and my heart stopped. A message, from David's number: "I'm still alive. Trust no one." For a second, I thought I was hallucinating. The room blurred. My throat tightened. The phone nearly slipped from my fingers. David, alive. My eyes darted around the church. His best friend Ryan stood near the altar, pretending to console my parents. His coworkers were lined up, faces drawn with fake sympathy. Everyone looked so normal, so innocent. And yet, those 6 words had just blown my reality apart. That night, I sat in my car for hours, replaying the moment over and over. The message was real. The timestamp matched. But how could it be? They said his phone was destroyed in the crash. I finally typed back, "Who is this?" But there was no reply. I didn't sleep. By morning, my eyes were swollen and my chest felt hollow. I began searching through David's things, his drawers, his laptop, his briefcase. Everything looked perfectly normal until I opened a frame from our wedding photo and found an envelope taped behind it. Inside were 2 passports, both with David's picture but under different names. My heart dropped into my stomach. The police told me it was probably identity theft. He was in finance, one officer said kindly. Could have been for international clients. But his tone was off, and the way he looked at me, pity mixed with discomfort, made me realize he knew more than he was saying. 2 days later, another message came. "They think I'm dead. Don't trust Ryan." Ryan, David's best friend. The same man who organized the funeral, handled the insurance papers, and had practically moved into my house after the accident. He was always around, always hovering, always watching me with that strange look, half sympathy, half something else. That evening, I invited him for dinner. He came, all charm and concern. "You doing okay, Em?" he asked, voice soft. "You need anything, you call me anytime." His hand brushed my shoulder, just a little too familiar. I forced a smile and said, "The police think there might have been something strange about David's crash." He froze, just for half a second, then laughed it off. "You shouldn't think about that stuff. You need rest." But I saw it, that flicker in his eyes. Guilt, fear, something he was hiding. When he left, I followed him. Quietly. I drove a few cars behind, lights off, heart hammering in my throat. He went to the docks, a place he and David used to visit for business trips. I watched from a distance as he handed a duffel bag to 2 men. They shook hands. He looked around nervously before getting back in his car. I filmed the whole thing. The next morning, my phone buzzed again. "Don't go to the police. They're in on it. Follow the money. Follow the money." That was something David always used to say. My hands were trembling as I logged into his old accounts. Transfers, offshore payments, all leading to shell companies, owned by Ryan. My breath came in short gasps. My husband hadn't been the victim. He had been part of it. That night, I sat on the floor of our living room surrounded by papers, bank statements, and tears. The man I loved had built our life on lies. And now he was gone, or pretending to be. A week later, I hired a private investigator, an ex-cop named Mark. I told him everything. The texts, the fake passports, the money. For days he dug through records, piecing together a puzzle that I could barely look at. Then one morning he called. His voice was grim. "Emily, your husband's alive. Costa Rica." For a moment, the world tilted. "He's alive," I whispered. "Then why?" Mark cut me off. "He's not alone. Ryan's there too." The words hit me like ice water. My chest burned as the truth clicked into place. The fake death, the money transfers, the insurance claim, it was all them. Together. They faked his death to disappear with millions. My hands went numb. I wanted to scream, to tear the world apart. But instead, I sat perfectly still. Then I looked at the message again, trust no one. Maybe that wasn't a warning for me, maybe it was part of their game. That night, I didn't cry. Not anymore. I felt something else rising, cold, steady, powerful. I wasn't going to the police. Not yet. I wanted them to see what it felt like to lose everything they thought they'd stolen. I told Mark to keep digging. We found everything, the fraudulent documents, offshore accounts, fake names, even pictures of them at a villa by the ocean. Laughing, drinking, like I never existed. So I planned my revenge. With Mark's help, I contacted an investigative journalist I'd gone to college with. She was known for exposing financial crimes. I gave her everything, the fake passports, the hidden transfers, the video of Ryan at the docks. But I wanted to make sure they knew it was me who exposed them. From one of David's old alias emails, I sent them both a message, "See you soon." 2 days later, the story broke. Every major outlet ran the headline, "Business partners faked death to steal millions." Photos of David and Ryan filled the news. Their villa was raided by local authorities in Costa Rica. David tried to flee on a boat. Ryan was caught at the airport. I watched it all unfold on TV. My heart didn't race. My eyes didn't water. I just sat there, still, as the cameras showed their handcuffed faces. David looked nothing like the man I married, thinner, tired, hollow. There was no trace of love left in those eyes, only panic. During the trial, I learned everything. They'd been planning it for a year. David transferred all company assets into shell accounts under Ryan's name, staged his own death, and Ryan helped him claim the insurance payout. Then they'd planned to vanish. But they underestimated one thing, me. When the verdict came in, guilty on all counts, I didn't cheer. I didn't smile. I just felt free. Like I'd finally stepped out of a nightmare. After court, a reporter asked, "Do you forgive him?" I paused. "No," I said softly. "But I trust myself again. And that's enough." I went home, deleted every photo of him, every message. But before I turned my phone off, one last notification appeared, an old, unsent draft from David's account, recovered by investigators. It read, "If she finds out, she'll ruin everything." He was right. So, if this story made your heart race, if you've ever dreamed of watching karma arrive with perfect timing, hit that like button. Tell me in the comments, what would you have done if you got that message? And don't forget to subscribe for more stories where justice doesn't wait for fate, it's delivered by hand.